Live from WTVO Rockford and your home team. Eyewitness News at 10 starts now.
A popular Rockford event gets a new twist. These vendors could be the next big thing in business. Autumn is in full swing, but there are still plenty of apples left to be picked. The celebration of the season at one local orchard. And it's the start of a different season in downtown Rockford. Fans are helping kick off the big night for the IceHogs. Good evening, I'm Taylor Castro. Thanks for staying up a bit later with us tonight. The Rockford City Market is hosting their first ever kids market event with vendors between the ages of 9 and 15, all selling handmade items. Nicole Delgado has more.
We just love it. We love to see this spirit of entrepreneurship in these young kids.
Rockford City Market hosted the Kids Market event, where kids are turning their ideas and passions into profit. 12-year-old Chase Lemke has been sewing for 2 years. He saw his mom had a need and wanted to fulfill that need.
I make tissue holders for your car because the cardboard ones always get smashed and thrown around. So these ones, they're made out of cloth so they won't get damaged or anything, and you can always pop it in the washing machine when you're done.
Chase says he is happy to see so many other young entrepreneurs just like him.
It's definitely good that they're trying to get their name out there and trying to give it a shot to hopefully make their business worldwide.
Over 20 different vendors selling handmade items from crafts, keychains, clothing, crochet items, candles, bookmarks, and jewelry like Chloe Edwards of Chloe's Bracelet Shop. She's hoping to bring a smile to each person's face through her custom bracelets.
I like making a bunch of bracelets for people who like different things and so they can stand out.
Yahatzi Pereira says through his handmade soap business, he is achieving his dream of being an entrepreneur.
I've been waiting to do this for a long time, so we've been preparing for this, and I'm just kind of excited to be here and grateful.
The Rockford City Market encourages young entrepreneurs, and this event gives that real-life experience.
Like actually setting up the booth, the display, the way it looks, the hauling everything in and out. I mean, that's all part of being an entrepreneur and involved in a market. So to get that experience firsthand is a great opportunity for them.
Young vendors hope to inspire others to follow their passions too.
I want people to learn that nothing is impossible as long as you put enough time into it, and you can complete your dream if you really work for it.
Reporting in Rockford for your home team, I'm Nicole Delgado.
There was lots of fall fun to enjoy all day long today, everything from pumpkin painting to a dog costume contest. Valley Orchard held its second annual Fall Festival in Cherry Valley. Families could come and pick apples or take a wagon ride through the orchard. Plus, there were games, a tractor show, vendors, and live music. Since opening the last week of August, the season is about 3/4 of the way done. But don't worry, staff says there are still lots of apples available and there's still time for a trip to the family-owned orchard.
It's the atmosphere. We're quieter and we try to interact with the customers as best we can. I try to talk to customers, and all of our employees do. And we just want it to be a friendly family experience, a fall outing that's enjoyable and memorable.
Valley Orchard has been a staple in the state line for over 45 years. Downtown Rockford was a sea of red, black, and white ahead of the Rockford IceHogs home opener. The organization is kicking off the 2023-2024 season with an opening night block party outside of the BMO Center. Street hockey, axe throwing, and bounce houses were among the activities. There were lots of local food trucks and craft beer tasting, along with live music. The team walked the red carpet through the block party and into the arena ahead of their matchup against the Chicago Wolves. The latest on the war in Israel as aid arrives. Plus, 2 hostages freed by Hamas could be home in Illinois by next week.
In the early days, sunshine helped to warm our temperatures into the mid-60s for a lot of us. Unfortunately, the sunshine does not lead to such warmer weather as we get into the day tomorrow. I'll let you know when clouds, rain chances, and even storms return to the region coming up in just a few minutes.
You're watching Eyewitness News, your home team, with Taylor Castro, Reagan Holgate, and meteorologist Jordan Wolf.
Israel's defense ministry says it will increase its bombardment of the Gaza Strip. Officials have encouraged Palestinians there to move south as they try to clear the north for a ground invasion. Also today, the first shipment of aid arrived in Gaza. 20 trucks passed through the border with Egypt carrying food, water, and medical supplies. Aid organizations say it's not nearly enough and that fuel is necessary to keep hospitals running. Hamas says Israel's bombing campaign has killed more than 4,300 people so far. President Biden says he's in contact with the Israeli military about potentially delaying its expected ground invasion. Meanwhile, President Biden reached out to the newly released hostages who were kept in Hamas custody in Gaza. The president said yesterday that Judith and Natalie Rannon are going to have the full support of the U.S. government as they recover from their imprisonment. The 59-year-old mother and her 17-year-old daughter are from Evanston, Illinois. They're on vacation in Israel and celebrating the Jewish holidays when they were taken hostage. Qatar has been credited with helping broker their release. The State Department says it is continuing to do work with foreign partners to ensure the other American hostages are released. It's been 18 days since former House Speaker Kevin McCarthy's ouster, and House Republicans are still deeply divided in their efforts to select a new speaker. The House essentially at a standstill. No new legislation can be brought to the floor until there is a speaker. Here's Jay O'Brien with the details.
The House of Representatives still without a speaker. Ohio Republican Representative Jim Jordan failing to get the votes needed to win the gavel during a third round of voting on the House floor.
I think it's going to be incumbent upon, obviously, the caucus to decide, are we going to, kind of be grown-ups here and stop having these petty fights.
House Republicans then meeting behind closed doors, voting in a secret ballot to remove Jordan as their nominee for Speaker.
We need to come together and figure out who our Speaker is going to be.
Jordan supporters growing frustrated.
I think it was a mistake for the Republican conference to just walk away from arguably the most popular Republican in the Republican Party.
It's as swampy as swamp gets, and Jim Jordan deserved better than that.
Prior to Gates' remarks, the former Speaker with strong words for the Florida lawmaker.
The whole country, I think, would scream at Matt Gaetz right now. Remember, it was a crazy eights led by Matt Gaetz.
At least 7 Republicans have announced they're running for Speaker, including Majority Whip Tom Emmer, the number 3 Republican in the House, along with Representatives Byron Donalds, Kevin Hern, Mike Johnson, and several others.
Was there anyone in your view that can get to 217?
It's going to be tough because we are fractured.
No legislation can be brought to the House floor until a Speaker is elected. That includes a massive $100 billion foreign aid package President Biden requested this week, which includes assistance for Israel and Ukraine.
We can't let petty, partisan, angry politics get in the way of our responsibilities as a great nation.
That was Jay O'Brien reporting. Early sunshine helped to warm temperatures into the 60s again today, but strong winds are bringing in some much cooler air to finish out the weekend. Jordan tells us just how chilly tomorrow morning and afternoon will be coming up.
Now, your first warned weather forecast from meteorologist Jordan Wolf.
Well, if you noticed, it has been a little bit on the windier side, especially earlier this afternoon. And the reason for that is because we've been in a transition between low pressure that brought us the clouds and even some rain fairly recently, going into now higher pressure that is going to be working its way in not too much longer from now. And that transition between the two, the closer that these two pressure systems get to one another and the individual strength of the both of them determines how strong some of those winds can be, because winds flow from high pressure to lower pressure, and as a result, that's why we have seen those stronger northwest winds that have helped to usher in some much cooler air, especially during the day today. Now that high pressure is going to settle over top of the area, and that's actually going to keep our winds fairly light, especially as we get into the overnight hours and early tomorrow morning and throughout much of the day tomorrow, but it will also keep with us a little bit of that cooler air in the area. With some of those winds that we had earlier today, we did see some of those stronger wind gusts in many areas, up near 35 miles per hour for most. 38 miles per hour was our highest wind gust recorded in Rockford, only 29 miles per hour in Janesville, 33 in Freeport and in Monroe. We are holding on to those cooler temperatures though for the day today, but we did see some sunshine once again for the afternoon, and as a result, some spots did make their way into the mid-60s. Further to the north, where they did not see nearly as much sunshine, those temperatures were stuck near that 60-degree mark, whereas Rockford made it up to 64 degrees. A little bit on the more mild side tonight, still holding on to the upper 40s and low 50s for most of us, though we are starting to see some of that clearing working its way in, and that clearing will help us to drop those temperatures down into the mid-30s for our overnight hours tonight. So we still have quite a ways to fall for some of these high temperatures from near that 50-degree mark where many spots are now, down into those mid-30s. 48 degrees is our Weather Watcher reporter from Terry in Genoa. He's also reporting a dew point of 44 degrees and winds out of the north around 14 miles per hour, although calming winds expected for the rest of the evening tonight. Clearing skies also showing up when we look at our SkyTrack cameras across the region, and those clearing skies not only showing up there, but also on satellite and radar as well. All of the rain showers that were noted earlier into the day today continuing to remain off to our north and our northeast, now clearing skies working their way in, and that'll help to allow those temperatures to fall down into those mid-30s as I mentioned. As a result, we could see some patchier frost. However, if we still hold on to some of those stronger winds around 10 miles per hour, that could limit the potential for some of that more widespread frost. We could see some of those patchier frost, especially in areas that are a little bit more in the rural, and see some of those lighter wind speeds. Temperatures tomorrow only back up to 55 degrees despite quite a bit more sunshine. A little bit more of the sunshine because of that high pressure, but the origin of that high pressure from the north, it's going to keep us feeling a little bit more on the cooler side. 35 degrees for many spots, or at least pretty close to that mark for the early part of tomorrow morning. Still holding on to plenty of sunshine. Clouds returning to the area as we get late tomorrow evening. That does bring us an isolated rain chance mainly off to the northwest as we get into Monday morning and Monday afternoon, followed by additional cloud cover and then additional rain chances as we get into the middle part of the week. There are quite a bit of uncertainties as to exactly how this system is going to continue to evolve, but it does appear that there's going to be a stationary front going back and forth, leading to these repeated rain chances for much of the week ahead. A little bit warmer for your Tuesday after we get to 55 on Sunday with plenty of sunshine. Still more mild for some of those overnight lows, but pockets of rain and even some thunderstorms expected almost every day this week.
Thanks, Jordan. Reagan's in next with sports. East Star running back was eyeing down history this afternoon. Plus, playoff football is upon us. A number of local teams heard their names announced tonight. Coming up, she gives us the pairings.
Now sports with Reagan Holgate.
Most of our local teams closed out the regular season last night. Two more would turn the page this afternoon. That was Jefferson and East. But the main focus was on this guy, Javius Catlin. Going into today's game, he needed just 160 more rushing yards to become the Nick 10's all-time leading rusher, a record previously held by Harlem's Brenton Shaw. East scored on their first drive of the game, and it was, of course, the Catlin touchdown, 6-0 E-Rabs. Jefferson fired right back. Deontay Love goes through the air to Randy Johnson, and he will find the end zone, and we're all tied at 6. The E-Rabs will get the ball back. The handoff goes to the big man, Lee Smith, and a swarm of Jayhawks are trying to get this man down, but he just keeps going. I mean, the kid is a tank. What a run this was, and it set up East for another touchdown. And who do you think it goes to? Yeah, of course, the Catman again. 14-6, East will lead after that one. Catlin added another long touchdown run in the second quarter to make it 30-6 E-Rabs, but he tweaked his ankle, so he was going to nurse that injury to close out the first half. But there was still a lot to celebrate for East today. At halftime, Gary Griffin was honored by some former players to celebrate his 10 years as head coach. And with one half of football left, Catlin needed 53 more yards. An ankle injury or not, here he goes running into the Nick 10 history books. Folks, you are looking at the Nick 10's all-time leading rusher in Javius Catlin. The E-Rabs went on to win 58-12 to finish out the season with their third straight victory. But what a day for the E-Rab family, and what a way to go out for number 6.
Just goes to show that I got a good team and they here. They gonna help me out. And I love all my linemen. I love all y'all that block.
Say my name. I love you too, Say my name.
And I appreciate them for just getting me through it. I know I messed up my ankle. I just appreciate them all. It feels great to me.
Oh yeah!
And it's finally that time, folks. High school football playoffs are a week away. The IHSA released the first round pairings tonight, and 18 of our local teams made the cut. Let's see who they are matched up with. We'll start in Class 7A with Harlem. The Huskies will face Glenbard East, and there will be a local matchup between Hononegah and Auburn, which will also be a rematch from last night, where Hano won 40-12. In 6A, Belvedere North will host Chicago-Amunzen. Now to 5A, the Hubs will take on St. Francis on the road, while Sycamore has a date at home with Evergreen Park. In Class 4A, the Boylan Titans will have the home field advantage hosting Chicago Phillips, and the Dixon Dukes will also play host to Plano. We have quite a few teams in 3A. The number 1 seed Byron Tigers will start at Everett Stein Stadium against Chicago Hansberry. Stillman Valley will be playing Chicago Johnson. 2 local teams will go head-to-head with DuPec and Oregon, and the North Boone Vikings will take on Monmouth Roseville in Poplar Grove. Now, we have no teams in 2A, so let's go to Class 1A. Lynn Winslow is the number 1 seed, of course. They will play host to the Lutheran Crusaders. Forreston will take on Marquette. They also get the home field advantage. And the way the bracket works out, they could see Lee win again in the second round if both teams win. And last but certainly not least, the Fulton Steamers will play Morrison. Now, we don't have dates or times of these games yet. We will have them posted on our website at mystateline.com as soon as they are announced. In DeKalb today, the NIU Huskies hosted Eastern Michigan in a Mid-American Conference game. The Huskies were coming off an upset win last week over MAC favorite Ohio. The Huskies scored on their opening drive. Ontario Brown spins in the end zone with 2 yards out. The Huskies led 7-0. NIU's defense came to play. Defensive tackle Devontae O'Malley comes flying in from the backside for that sack. And you know what? This one turned into a battle of the field goals. Jesus Gomez was booting them through the uprights for the Eagles. Kanan Woodall was doing the same for the Huskies. Rocky Lombardi did score on a 1-yard touchdown run late in the game to give the Huskies the win, 20-13. They improved to 3-1 in the MAC. Now, hockey is officially back in the state line tonight with the IceHogs and their home opener against the Wolves. And in front of a sold-out crowd, I might add. Chicago took an early 2-0 lead. Then in the second, Isaac Phillips shoots and scores to cut the deficit in half. Hogs trail 2-1. Now into the final frame, IceHogs on the power play. Puck is loose in front of the net, and it'll be Joey Anderson who finishes it off to tie the game at 2. But things started to unravel for the Hogs after that. Chicago ends up winning this one 5-2. Rockford is back at the BMO on Friday to host the Wild. That's sports. We'll be right back.
The First Warn interactive radar from Rockford Auto Glass & More continues to show a few of those scattered showers off to our northeast, but otherwise clearing skies for the rest of us for the rest of the night tonight. And as a result, temperatures falling back down into the mid-30s from near that 50-degree mark where they currently are in many spots. Cooler air taking over, allowing for some patchier frost to develop overnight tonight. A frost advisory is in effect across portions of southern Wisconsin. Temperatures tomorrow only back up to the 55-degree mark for many spots. Going to see a lot more sunshine for the afternoon, though, back up to 62 on Monday with rain showers mainly off to our north and our northwest, and rain chances almost every day of the week ahead.
Thanks, Jordan. Thank you for joining us.